A new study from George Mason University in Virginia is shining the light on the dangers of chemicals in cosmetics.
Yeah, and some of those chemicals can have some serious effect on our hormones. So joining us around the table is cosmetic dermatologist Dr. Fabi. Thanks for being here. Let's talk about this study and what it found. It tested about 100 women in a pretty big age range, like 18 to 45.
Right, and they found that they were positive in their urine samples for some of these chemicals. That what's more scary about these chemicals that they're associated with reproductive issues. So some of them, like some of the phenols that we find as preservatives in some of our products, as well as some of the products that we find in many of our sunscreens, have been associated with a decrease in estradiol, which is a type of hormone. And then other chemicals, like what we always hear, parabens or BPA, have been found to increase these levels. And so then now this raises concern if this plays a role in some of the reproductive issues that we see with women of childbearing age.
Is this a study that is unlike others that have been done before? I mean, who regulates and oversees these products?
Yes, well, that's the scary thing. In the cosmeceutical industry is not really regulated by anyone because they are not drugs, and technically they're not having biologic effects on tissue, and so they're not regulated by the FDA, like let's say some of the drugs that we inject or other topicals that are considered true drugs. And so because of that, no one's regulating these products, and so people can create a lot of claims. And so it really comes up to the consumer being aware of these types of study results and being more mindful of the products that they're purchasing, making sure that they don't necessarily have some of these ingredients.
So are you talking about like eye creams or face lotions or makeup? I mean, what are we talking about
I know,
here?
we're talking about body lotions that you may be even using on your children that are young men or young boys that are in their reproductive ages, right? And if they're exposed to things that increase their estrogen levels, that could have an effect. Some of these sunscreens, right, if we're putting them on our babies, we have to be careful. We really want to be using things that are more zinc oxide based or titanium dioxide based. They don't have these benzophenones because we do know that they can have effects on some of these hormone levels.
So what specifically should we look out for? I mean, if you say they're not really regulated, couldn't they put just about anything they want on these boxes?
Well, yes, of course they're going to pull things that have been found to have detrimental effects, right? But you don't want to wait until that happens. You want to kind of stay ahead of the game. And so making sure that you're looking for products that don't have parabens. Now we're seeing more and more of a push for that, so paraben free. Using sunscreens that are titanium or primarily zinc oxide based instead of the chemicals. So not sunscreens, but physical blockers would be great.
Are those called, that's the mineral
The mineral
sunscreen.
based, the ones that usually are advertised for children. And then using things that don't have BPA or chlorophenols. Looking for those types of products. Now everything that's natural is good either, right? Poison ivy is considered natural, but we don't go lathering it all over our body. So we have to be careful because people are taking advantage of what we're learning more and more with these chemicals and stating that they're natural. And just because something's natural doesn't mean that it's also not harmful either. So it's just caution.
Yeah, this is an industry, I think we've done a couple stories on this, that definitely needs some type of oversight and regulation. I would hope to see that eventually soon. Dr. Fabi, always great to have you around the table. Thanks.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.